Good afternoon and welcome to Younib TV News Updates at 1. My name is Micheal Robert and I will be giving you the news updates from this hour. Starting off with our first story, the lecturers' strike, which is in its third week due to the government's failure to provide proof of the availability of 4.3 billion shillings for a salary increase. The National Assembly criticized the Interpublic University Council Consultative Forum chairperson Fred Simiyu Baraza for the government's failure to provide for the money. Meanwhile, the University of Nairobi Chancellor has called to lecturers and staff to return to work. Here's the story.
It is at the Interministerial Committee that the 4.3 billion was communicated by the government in that Interministerial Committee. So
Chair,
from there,
point of order, Chair.
Chair, 4.3 billion is not pocket change. And it must be communicated in writing.
I really need a commitment, a document showing government's commitment. The issue of dating, it shall be discussed later on in our discussion. But I need a letter that indicates that the government has a commitment to pay 4.3 billion.
And we are happy that the parliamentary committee was able to see the lie from IPCF. They have been talking about 4.3 billion, and in our return to work formula, there is nowhere 4.3 billion is mentioned. So they were put to task to show us where this 4.3 billion originated from.
In light of the cost directive, I hereby direct deans of faculties and chairs of departments to conduct roll calls on a daily basis and submit the data to the Deputy Vice Chancellor Academic Affairs with a copy to the Vice Chancellor. Any faculty member found not honoring their employment obligations will face action in accordance with the law and their signed employment contract.
If they have 4.3 billion, walete tukule as they look for money. The balance.
Still on matters education, the Education Cabinet Secretary Julius Migos held a crisis meeting with the Board of Management of Moi University. The standoff between management and the striking lecturers has paralyzed learning at the institution. Students who have been recalled by the management remain stranded, while defiant dons vow to continue their strike despite receiving suspension notices and a court order. Here's the story.
I've encountered a lot of things that are so challenging, and even by the time I went home, and speaking of facts, I tried to transfer from this university 3 times.
Na usimamizi wa chuo kikuu walienda kinyume kuita wanafunzi kabla ya kukubaliana na wafanyakazi juu ya masuala ambayo wafanyakazi walikuwa wameulizia.
It's quite unfortunate that we have a group of our first years, our brothers and sisters, who reported on 26th of August, and till now some have not even had their orientation, so it's not something that we are happy about.
Yani ni kama tumejulikana kama wale watu wenye hatuwezi tukalipa loan. And it is not because of us, it is because our employer has not remitted those loans for the last 7 years.
Yale yote ambayo imekatwa kwa miaka hizo zote asichapelekwa kwa taasisi ambayo inatakana ipelekwe.
Now to some unfortunate news. Another femicide case has been reported in Kiamba Banana, Kiambu County, has made news where Sharon Atieno, a 19-year-old girl, was found horribly mutilated and her body dumped in a plantation on November the 8th. The specifics from witnesses reveal how her lifeless body was discovered hours after leaving her residence for a stroll. Here's the report.
So yeah, that day, Thursday night, she left hivyo. Nikamu hivyo kupigia di boss wake, nikamuuliza, "Besh, leo Nicole ameingia job?" Akanambia leo Nicole hajaingia job, hatujamuona kwa job. Alikuwa ananiambia like normally inakuanga so hard for her hivyo, like ikifika that time of year like it's so hard for her hivyo kwa sababu inakaribia the death anniversary of her mom. So that's the only stress I know she had.
Kuja kuangalia, nikakuja nikatazama mwili wa msichana, nikakuta hakuna mahali hata ana hema, lakini yeye mwenyewe tayari ashauliwa.
Kama ni mtu alikuwa anakata na msumeno, alikata kutoka hapa hii shingo yote alikata mpaka ikabaki kidogo pande hii. Na hii kisu kaenda chini, ikaendelea kukapaswa kabisa, akapasa mpaka hapa chini.
We are analyzing forensically the cell phone, the communication, and other investigation lead. There is something we are doing, and therefore, at the moment, we have not finished investigation, so the matter is under active investigation.
So hatujui, so tunaomba tu kama kuna haki ambayo itapatikana kwa mtoto mdogo. Sasa tumewachia watu wa DCI.
Still on some sad news, Victor Amei, a casual worker who worked for a month at Catherine Washeke Kimotho's home in Nyathiani, Kasarani, is suspected of killing his employer and disposing of her body. Washeke's body was found wrapped in a blanket and hidden in a septic tank within the compound. The suspect, who had already sold the victim's phone, was tracked in Githurai.
So sisi tukaamua kufanya search. So katika hiyo harakati tulienda pale kwa ile pit latrine na kuna askari tulikuwa naye. Alipoingia pale kuna kakijiti tulirusha ndani ikiwa imefungua katishu. Tukatoa stain ya blood. Tukajua sasa hiyo kitu lazima imefanyika within this bomb. Askari alifungua hivi hapo. Of course huoni hiyo nini ya kinyesi ya ng'ombe ndio hapo juu. So wakati nilienda kudip hiyo kijiti, nikaona imekata kuenda chini. Unaona? Na unaona hiyo nini ijakauka ni majiko. So mimi nikapanic pia mimi nikaanza venye nilimedipio nini kakata kwenda chini, mimi nilitoka hapo. So mimi nikaambia askari hapa ni kama kuna kitu juu hii kijiti imekata kwenda chini. Ikapatikana kumbe mwili ilikuwa imewekwa imefichwa hapa all that time. Ikakuwa confirmed ni yeye.
We're heading for our first break. When we come back, more news at 1, so stick around.
Ever the best. Hallelujah.
Welcome back. Now, the Steering Committee for the Regeneration of Nairobi Rivers Basin reported...
Karibuni sana.
We promise you that we are going to the river resorts. Week 1 of cohort 2, we have done sewer line and clogging about 44 kilometers. Sewer line repairs, where we were having the numbers increasing.
This is the face of Kenya. Many people who visit Kenya, the first port of call is the city of Nairobi. And therefore, it is important for us to project the image of the country positively. And that starts with the image of the city of Nairobi. Several attempts have been made before. Michuki tried and did a good job, but we dropped the ball after Michuki. So this time round, we want to do Nairobi River Commission in a different way. We want to clean the Nairobi River in a different way. We want positively protect the city of Nairobi. Many people who visit Kenya, the first port of call is the city of Nairobi. And therefore, it is important for us to project the image of the country positively. And that starts with the image of the city of Nairobi. Several attempts have been made before. Michuki tried and did a good job, but we dropped the ball after Michuki. So this time round, we want to do Nairobi River Commission in a different way. We want to clean the Nairobi River in a different way. In what? Karibuni sana.
We promise you that we are going to the river resorts. Week 1 of cohort 2, we have done sewer line and clogging about 44 kilometers. Sewer line repairs, where we were having the numbers increasing.
This is the face of Kenya. Many people who visit Kenya, the first port of call is the city of Nairobi. And therefore, it is important for us to project the image of the country positively. And that starts with the image of the city of Nairobi. Several attempts have been made before. Michuki tried and did a good job, but we dropped the ball after Michuki. So this time round, we want to do Nairobi River Commission in a different way. We want to clean the Nairobi River in a different way, in what other cities around the world have done.
This has been the News Live Updates at 1. My name is Michael Robert. Thank you for watching the News Updates today. Have a lovely day.